By the age of 60, nearly 80% of older adults in the U.S. are taking vitamin D daily. But here's the shocking part. A recent meta-analysis found that when vitamin D is taken in high doses without being balanced by vitamin K2, it can lead to arterial calcification, literally turning your blood vessels into stone. That means the vitamin you're taking to strengthen your bones could be silently stiffening your heart. No one tells you this when they hand you a bottle of D3. Yet today, calcium buildup in the arteries has become one of the strongest predictors of stroke and heart attack among seniors. So why is this still happening? The answer lies in a forgotten link, vitamin K2. Without K2, calcium floods your bloodstream, but has no map to guide it into your bones. Instead, it clogs your arteries, hardens your heart valves, and gradually damages your kidneys. So here's the question. Should you be taking K2 with vitamin D, or is that just another supplement marketing myth? And more importantly, who truly needs it, and who absolutely should not? Before we begin, I want to know where you're coming from. If you've ever taken vitamin D, been told by your doctor to add calcium, or you're simply confused about K2, drop a check in the comments below. I read and respond to every single comment, not with guesses, but with evidence. Because this isn't just a video. This is where we uncover the truth to protect ourselves and those we love. Let's begin with a hard truth. Most people over 60 take vitamin D thinking it's a simple, harmless way to protect their bones. But very few realize that when taken in high doses, vitamin D can backfire and cause serious harm. The main role of vitamin D is to help your body absorb calcium. Sounds great, doesn't it? But what happens when you absorb too much calcium and your body has no map to send it to the right place? That's when the real risk begins. High-dose vitamin D, especially when not balanced with the right support, can raise calcium levels in your blood far beyond what is needed. And without a traffic controller like vitamin K2 to guide that calcium into your bones, it starts accumulating in the wrong places, like your arteries, your kidneys, and even your heart valves. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology showed that older adults who took high-dose vitamin D without K2 were at a higher risk of vascular calcification, even if their bone density improved. In other words, you're trying to strengthen one system in your body, but may be unknowingly damaging another. Yet, most supplement labels don't warn you. Most doctors don't mention it, because people still believe vitamin D is natural, so it can't be harmful. But when it comes to fat-soluble vitamins, that belief has become dangerously outdated. So if you're over 60 and taking 2,000, 4,000, or even 5,000 IU of vitamin D daily without checking your calcium levels, or considering K2 stop and ask yourself, where is all that calcium actually going? Pause the video if you need to. Pick up your supplement bottle and read the label carefully. Then drop a comment below that says D3, your IU. I'll personally read and respond to every single comment, not with guesswork, but with real evidence. Because your heart doesn't get a second chance. Let me ask you something directly. You take calcium to protect your bones, right? But are you sure it's actually helping? Or could it be quietly stiffening your heart? Every day, millions of people over 60 take vitamin D and calcium as part of their health routine. But very few of them are ever told this without vitamin K2. All that calcium you're absorbing might be heading into the wrong places, your blood vessels, your kidneys, even your heart valves. You see, vitamin D acts like a crane. It lifts calcium into your bloodstream. Calcium is a valuable resource, yes, but only if it ends up where it's needed. K2 is the construction manager. Without it, the crane just drops calcium wherever it can, building silent walls of plaque along your arteries. A Dutch study following older adults for over 10 years found this shocking truth. Those who took high amounts of vitamin D and calcium without K2 had a 25% higher risk of arterial calcification. And worse, most of them had no symptoms until it was too late. Think about that. You're doing your best, following advice, taking your supplements daily. But without K2, those efforts could be working against your heart instead of for your bones. No one told you this. Not the label on the bottle. Not the nurse at the clinic. Why? Because most health advice is 10 years behind the research, and you're the one paying the price. If you're over 60 and taking calcium plus D3, pause right now and ask, where is all that calcium really going? Pick up your supplement bottle, read the label, then leave. Comment 2, I'm taking calcium plus D3. I'll personally go through each comment and help you find out whether your routine is helping or quietly hurting. Because this isn't about stopping supplements. It's about doing it right and protecting both your bones and your heart. There's a hidden danger that most people overlook as they age. The body loses its ability to correct mistakes the way it used to. The damage you create today from poor nutrition or the wrong supplements may not show up immediately. But when it does, it often comes with a painful label, irreversible. Vitamin K2 is a prime example. You can be deficient for years without feeling a thing. You're still walking, still sleeping fine, still passing your blood pressure checks. But inside, tiny crystals of calcium are quietly latching onto your arteries, eating away at their flexibility and making it harder for your heart to pump with every passing year. A study in Japan found that adults over 65 with low K2 levels had a 2-4 times higher risk of heart valve calcification and nearly 3 times the risk of chronic kidney disease compared to those who had adequate K2 intake through diet or supplementation. Think about the 3 places calcium tends to accumulate when K2 is missing in your arteries, where it stiffens blood flow and overworks your heart, in your kidneys, forming stones and weakening their filtering power, and in your heart valves, narrowing the path for blood and leading to fatigue, shortness of breath, even heart failure. This isn't just a simple vitamin deficiency story anymore. It's a domino effect. And if the first piece K2 falls, it could bring down your bones, your heart, your kidneys, all at once. So if you're over 60, ask yourself honestly, have I ever had my K2 levels checked? Could my own body be silently breaking itself down day by day? If this resonates, leave comment 3. I've never heard of K2. I'll send you a free guide to help you check your K2 risk, no guesswork, just clear answers. Vitamin K2 deficiency doesn't cause pain. It doesn't cause fever. It won't make you collapse suddenly. But your body has its own way of speaking up quietly, repeatedly, and more clearly over time if you know what to look for. There are 7 signs most common in people over 60 who are lacking K2. The first is nighttime leg cramps or cramps when changing positions suddenly. It can be an early warning that calcium is building up where it shouldn't, making blood vessels stiff. Second, your blood pressure starts creeping up even though your diet hasn't changed. When arteries lose flexibility, the heart must pump harder. Third, clicking sounds in your knees or persistent lower back pain. Misplaced calcium can damage the cartilage and soft tissue around joints. Fourth, you feel tired despite sleeping well, or short of breath when climbing stairs. Hardened heart valves may be slowing blood flow and straining your heart. Fifth and most concerning, your blood calcium is high on lab tests, but your bones are still thinning. That means calcium is getting lost, floating in your bloodstream but never reaching your bones. Sixth, You've had kidney stones before, or your kidney function is gradually declining. And seventh, you're taking high-dose D3 or calcium but never considered K2. That alone could be a silent but powerful red flag. So ask yourself, how many of these signs do you have? 1, 3, maybe all 7. Don't ignore them. Each symptom is your body knocking gently, then louder, telling you something isn't right. If you notice at least 2, leave. Comment 4, I suspect I'm low in K2. I'll send you a simple at-home guide to help assess your risk. No tests, no confusion, just clarity. Because once your body starts speaking up, it's better to listen now than to wait until it screams. After learning about the hidden risks, many people over 60 feel a wave of uncertainty. Have I been doing it wrong all these years? Have I unknowingly harmed myself? If that sounds like you, take a deep breath. There is hope. Science has shown that when you act in time, your body still has the power to heal and protect itself. The key lies in combining vitamin D3 and K2 not as 2 separate pills, but as a team that guides calcium where it needs to go. Vitamin D3 increases calcium absorption. But without K2 to escort that calcium into your bones and sweep the excess out of your arteries, that effort can backfire. A study in the Netherlands found that older adults who consistently took both D3 and K2 for just 16 weeks reduced arterial calcification by up to 50%, even if they previously had elevated blood calcium. They also had fewer bone fractures, improved heart function, and lower vascular inflammation after 3 months. This isn't just theory. It's a real opportunity to take back control after years of following outdated or incomplete advice. And the solution doesn't have to come from pills. K2 exists naturally in aged cheese, egg yolks, natto, zano, and can also be taken as a high-absorption supplement look for MK7. If you're ready to start fresh today without needing complex blood tests or overhauling your entire diet, begin with one simple action: combine D3 with the right form of K2. Let me guide you. Leave comment 5. I want to get this right starting today, and I'll send you a step-by-step guide, tailored for seniors 60 plus, with suggested dosages and food options. You may have overlooked K2 before, but starting today, you don't have to overlook it any longer. After learning how important the D3 plus K2 combination is, you might be ready to do the right thing, head out and buy a supplement. But hold on. The market is flooded with products labeled D3 plus K2 that are misleading, ineffective, or even harmful if taken incorrectly. There are 5 common mistakes that many people over 60 are making without realizing it. Mistake 1. Choosing the wrong form of K2. Not all types are created equal. K2 comes in several forms, but only MK7 menaquinone 7 has been well studied and shown to stay in the body long enough to be effective. MK4 is cheaper but short-lived, often requiring multiple doses a day. Mistake 2. Ignoring dosage. Many supplements advertise D3 plus K2, but only contain tiny amounts of K2, as little as 10-20 mcg, which is far too low to activate calcium transport proteins. For real benefits, the recommended dosage is 90 to 200 mcg per day. Mistake 3. Not taking it with fat. Both D3 and K2 are fat-soluble. If you take them on an empty stomach, or without a meal containing healthy fats, your body may absorb very little of the nutrients. Mistake 4. Overlooking hidden ingredients. Some D3 plus K2 supplements contain high doses of calcium or magnesium oxide, which can lead to side effects or long-term heart risks if not properly balanced. Mistake 5. Buying based on hype, not personal need. Some people get enough K2 from diet alone. Others may need supplementation. But no one benefits from taking the wrong form, wrong dose, or at the wrong time. So before you buy or continue taking your current supplement, take a closer look. Check the label for the D3 and K2 amounts, the form of K2 and the usage instructions. Then leave comment 6. Here's the one I'm using. I'll personally review it and help you make sure it's truly protecting your bones and your heart, not wasting your money or risking your health. Because when you choose wrong, you pay in cash. But when you choose right, you may avoid fractures, strokes, and even surgeries that should never have happened. You don't have to rely solely on pills. Nature has already equipped your body with tools to regulate calcium if you know how to activate them at the right time. Below are 4 simple but powerful habits that help direct calcium to where it belongs: your bones, not your blood vessels. The first habit is weight-bearing exercise. When you walk, climb stairs, or use light resistance training, your body sends signals to strengthen bones. Bone cells respond by holding on to more calcium and clearing excess from your bloodstream. Second is sunlight. Just 10 to 15 minutes of morning sun exposure can trigger your skin to produce enough vitamin D3 naturally. This reduces your need for high-dose supplements and lowers the risk of excess calcium circulating in your blood. Third is eating right. Fermented foods like natto fermented soybeans, aged cheese, free-range egg yolks, chicken liver, and organic dairy all contain natural vitamin K2, especially the MK7 form. You don't need large amounts, just consistency. And lastly, stress and sleep. It may seem unrelated, but chronic stress raises cortisol levels, a hormone that can steal calcium from your bones and send it into your bloodstream. Getting enough sleep, breathing deeply, or meditating for just 10 minutes each morning can dramatically reduce this effect. You don't have to overhaul your life. Just pick one of these 4 habits and stick to it for 14 days. Then come back to this video and leave. Comment 7, I've started my change. I'll personally send you a bonus guide: strong bones, healthy heart, no calcification. Because when you give your body the right tools, it always finds a way to heal. You came to this video with a simple question: should I take vitamin K2 with my D3? But now you know so much more. You know that sometimes the very pill you trust can quietly trigger a hidden battle inside your body. You know that taking supplements isn't just about doing what's popular. It's about doing it right. And most of all, you now know that it's time to take charge of protecting your heart, not just your bones. I once read a comment from a man named Hung, 68 years old. He said, "I took D3 all my life because I thought it was good. Never imagined my heart was carrying the cost. It wasn't his fault. And it's not yours either. It's the fault of outdated advice, silent labels, and a world where the truth often arrives too late. But today, you have that truth before the damage is done." So if this meant something to you, do 3 simple things. Hit like so this video doesn't get buried by the algorithm. Hit subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. And share this video with someone you care about, because a timely message, given to the right person, might save a heart that's quietly struggling. In our next video, I'll reveal 7 foods that seem good for your bones, but may actually be draining the calcium right out of them. You don't want to miss that.